full, wow. And I'm chairman of the Atalo Holdings group. And on behalf of them, I'm happy to be a part of an excellent group of presenters. And if you do look down that page today, you will recognize that they are a really great group. And thanks also to the Kentucky HIA and others for another spring seminar. We, most of all, want to applaud the work of the KDA and the University of Kentucky, because without those groups, we really wouldn't have a framework of organization and skill level to put on this entire thing we do in this state. There are other, the other research institutions and all the hemp growers of Kentucky, we applaud them as well. Atalo Holdings was established by a group of 7, but individually, they're 7 of the most unusual, diverse men that you can imagine. And it's wonderful to be a part of that group. The diversity is what makes it so strong. And also there are 3 of the 7, me and Joe and Dave Spalding, who have been doing this, and Josh, I think somewhere around 25 years. But one of the guys, see the little fella in the middle there? He's probably the most significant, because that's my father when he was 16. And he's the oldest hemp grower, I guess, now in the world. He's 6th generation at that stage hemp grower, and now I'm, of course, the 7th. And the cool thing is that field, that was 1941, and that field had the one that you have seen, if you haven't seen the Kentucky Living magazine, that's the exact field. But it was 70 plus years later. So we're still here and still doing what we think we know how to do best. So the goal of this company and its members is to try and help the growers of the state to be the hemp capital of the world all over again. We used to be, and we want to get back to that. So there's a lady in the room today whose husband, Lucy Breathitt, about 18 years ago this month, we met at Stanley Demas's restaurant. I said, Dad, we need some way to help this state move forward. So we need some credible people to stand up and be brave enough to support what we're doing here, because you all don't have any idea what it was like back then. So let me help you a minute. So we called Louis Nunn, we called Ned Breathitt, we called Martha Lane Collins, all of them that were living at the time. Wallace Wilkinson, Wendell Ford. Wendell Ford couldn't come, but all of them were willing to show up at that restaurant. There's a picture in the Lexington Herald Leader of everyone standing up. And all of those people who were significant to this state in leadership supported that idea that day. And that was huge, because we had a bill on the floor that was trying to get pushed over the hill, and it actually did happen. Just a minor story, but one that gets us to where we are today. And thank you to your husband. The Kentucky Department of Ag has authorized planting of nearly 4,500 acres this year. That's huge. A year ago, it was 900 acres of hemp production and 33 acres in 2014. Members of the Atalo group started when it was 33 acres. These are all part of the pilot program we've got. KDA has received the DEA permits as of last week for Atalo's 2016 seed orders, and we're beginning the import process. We are importing 24,000 plus pounds of seed. We actually have some already on hand to serve our 65 plus growers and plant 2,704 acres. It's a big responsibility. But this thing is really growing by leaps and bounds. We're excited about KDA's special efforts to import all the seed this year and to assure timely planting. Timely planting is the biggest obstacle so far. It always comes in late, and it's like, for whatever reason, the DEA seems to take great satisfaction in that. Well, we got news for them. They don't get that satisfaction this time. I'd like to talk a little about the research that we're doing on the campus. Our research is focused on agronomics, seed, and processing. This campus over here is repurposed. That used to be the same thing for tobacco seed. It's now for hemp seed. I find it significant because remember that before tobacco in this state, there was hemp. All of a sudden it's back. We founded the hemp campus to help bring back that seed stock for which Kentucky was once famous, and to thoroughly investigate and improve processing, distribution, and marketing techniques and systems of all types. You see what you're part of, you growers out there and the growers that are not here today and the people that are involved in this, is you're reinventing agriculture in this state. When did you ever think in this state that's behind in everything would ever get to say that? Poor old coal business is struggling to do that. But as we all know, this plant is so versatile. It's not like coal, there's one end use for that, but there's multiple uses for this plant. I shudder to call it the miracle plant, but some have. But let's hope that it does great things for this state, because I think it will, or I wouldn't have been so passionate about the subject. I'd like to talk about our partnerships that Atalo has developed. We've established strategic partnerships with, the latest one is Hemp Genetics International, and that would be Gary Meyer. Some of you may know him from our Go Organic session that we did. In the near future, this partnership will offer several new varieties of seed capable of higher yields and easier harvest. I don't know if anybody's gotten a combine hung up with hemp, but that's not the happiest day you've probably ever had. It doesn't do well. But I would say that for other partnerships, Jace Callaway is instrumental in what we do at Atalo. Parkland Seed out of Canada, we've got relationships with them. These are the things that you have to do in order to make seed available. It has not been easy. These folks are very reticent to do things, but we want to do things right. We do pay royalties to them. We license seed. We have lots of different things in place, but it's all done, as we think, correctly for the benefit of many in the state. You may have noticed the National Institutes of Health is holding a 2-day conference. That's today in Washington and tomorrow. It's good news that the National Institute of Health is mainstreaming the conversation about clinical uses of CBD. And it's better news that Kentucky is becoming a leader in CBD research and development. Regarding development and expansion of opportunities, Atalo, we are pleased to co-sponsor the Kentucky Hemp Research Foundation's Go Organic Seminar in February. It is important that Kentucky farmers begin now to think about the plan for opportunities in the future, and organic hemp is a commodity that is in big demand. See, it's a part of the reinventing. We used to be afraid to say the word organic. It's a very big deal. This market is growing at over 20% per year. We've got a lot of pasture land in Kentucky. We have land that can be certified organic. We have to start that process. And when we open the door at our little seminar over there on Go Organic, I could not believe the interest. It's more than wonderful to see. It's a paradigm shift in the thinking in this state, which we have needed for so long. We used to only get a group like this together to talk about tobacco. And now we talk about hemp, and the crowds grow and grow and grow. Processing and marketing. We're looking forward to the commercialization, because that is the entire intent here, to bring it to a level where we speak about it as commodity. Atalo's processing facilities are coming online in 2016. We did win a Kentucky Ag Development Fund grant that allowed us to buy a lot of equipment to process the seed itself. And we'll be developing meaningful data on processing and marketing in 2016. We continue to open pathways to market. For instance, the Go Organic Seminar, we received commitment from John Rulak at Nutiva and Dave Bronner from Bronner's Magic Soap to purchase Kentucky's organic hemp seed crop. See, we got people standing in line for a product which we haven't had agriculturally in this state in my lifetime. Tobacco was a highly sought after crop, but you still had to get out there and try to push it around to get it sold. We're selling healthy stuff now, not hurtful stuff. Finally, 2016, we plan to run marketing trials for our own Kentucky Proud CBD and hemp food products. We'll begin packaging and marketing tests on a line of CBD products and a line of hemp food products we call Jake's Best. This is a big deal for me because, remember, he got me into this. And in his life, he's been involved in agriculture, all of it. He was one of those guys that was standing out front talking about goats in the 60s and selling goat milk, talking about watercress. But this is the guy. What better tribute or salute to somebody like that, even if he is my dad, than to bring this kind of healthy product from our state to the world. We're really excited about it, and for him, what could be better? I mean, I can't think of anything better. He's 90 years old and going to celebrate his 70th wedding anniversary this 2016. So, in looking forward, again, thanks to the KDA, Doris Hamilton, I salute you for all your efforts. University of Kentucky, Dave Williams, you're the best. They put the best guy in front from UK on that one. And thanks to all the Kentucky growers, some in the room, some not in the room. They're on the cutting edge. It's a steep learning curve, and they're putting themselves out there, and it's risky. We're helping as best we can with production techniques, seed varieties, processing, we're offering that, and potential products that could be brought to the market quickly. It's so exciting from where I started with this to be here today. And here again, we are all working diligently, the best we can, to make sure that you understand that we want this to be, once again, the heart of hemp country. Thank you very much. Glad to be here.